If you're 50 plus and wake up with chest tightness, watch this before you sleep to 3 in the morning. You're lying in bed, wide awake, feeling like an invisible band is slowly tightening around your chest. Your heart pounds against your ribs as if it's trying to escape, and no matter how deeply you try to breathe, it feels like the air just won't reach your lungs. Sound familiar? If you're over 50 and this scenario feels like a scene from your own life, you're not alone in this struggle. Millions of people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond wake up each night trapped in this frightening cycle, wondering if something is seriously wrong with their heart or if they're losing their mind. The cruel irony is that this is happening during what should be some of the most peaceful years of your life. You've raised your family, built your career, overcome countless challenges, and now when you should be enjoying the fruits of all that hard work, this overwhelming sensation steals your rest night after night. You might find yourself lying there, calculating how many hours of sleep you're losing, worrying about how tired you'll be tomorrow, and then worrying about the worrying itself, creating an endless loop that feels impossible to break. During the day, you function normally. You smile, you chat with neighbors, you go about your routine, but underneath it all, there's this constant undercurrent of dread, this feeling that something terrible is always just around the corner. Your chest feels heavy, like someone has placed an invisible weight on your sternum that never fully lifts. You might catch yourself holding your breath without realizing, or taking sudden deep breaths as if you've forgotten how to breathe naturally. The worst part might be the isolation. You look around at other people your age who seem so calm and collected, and you wonder why you're the one struggling with this. You might think it's just part of getting older, that this is simply what happens when you reach this stage of life. But I'm here with incredible news for you. This crushing chest tightness, these sleepless nights, this constant state of alertness that your nervous system seems stuck in, none of this has to be your new normal. What you're experiencing has a name, it has causes, and most importantly, it has solutions that can work at any age, no matter how long you've been dealing with these symptoms. In today's video, I'm going to reveal a simple evening routine that has helped thousands of people over 50 finally break free from nighttime anxiety and chest tightness. This isn't about taking more medications or expensive treatments. These are natural, scientifically backed techniques that you can start using tonight, right in the comfort of your own bedroom. I'll also share the surprising discovery I made about why anxiety often seems to get worse and it's not what most people. This information completely changed how I approached my own anxiety at 67, and I know it can do the same for you. Stay with me until the end, because the technique I share in the final minutes of this video is the one that made the biggest difference for me personally, and I've received hundreds of messages from viewers saying it was the turning point in their journey back to peaceful sleep. Before we dive into these life-changing techniques, I want you to do something right now. Leave a comment below and simply write the words, "I'm ready for." Don't overthink just those 4 words. This might seem small, but it's actually a powerful declaration to your subconscious mind that you're committed to change. Plus, when others see your comment, it gives them permission to make the same commitment to themselves. If you're looking for natural ways to calm your mind and live with more tranquility, our channel is a safe space created specifically for you. Every week we share simple and effective techniques that have helped thousands of people reclaim their peace. We're together on this journey, and every step you take toward well-being matters deeply. Click the subscribe button below and activate notifications to receive our videos as soon as they're published. Remember, you don't need to face anxiety alone, and small changes can make a tremendous difference in your quality. Now, let's talk about the first technique that can start transforming your nights immediately. It's called progressive muscle release, and it's specifically designed for people who carry tension in their chest and shoulders. Here's what makes this technique so effective for our age group. As we get older, our bodies tend to hold stress differently than they did in our younger years. The tension accumulates in specific areas, particularly around the chest, neck, and shoulders, creating that tight band feeling that so many of us know all too well. Progressive muscle release works by systematically releasing this accumulated tension, but we're going to do it in a way that's specifically adapted for mature bodies. Start by lying comfortably in your bed, with a pillow supporting your neck and another under your knees if that. Begin with your hands. Make tight fists for 5 seconds, really squeeze them, then release completely, and notice the contrast between tension and relaxation. This contrast is key, because it trains your nervous system to recognize what relaxation actually feels like. Move to your arms, tensing your biceps and forearms for 5 seconds, then releasing. The beauty of this technique is that you're not just relaxing your muscles, you're actually teaching your body to let go of the hypervigilance that often accompanies anxiety in our age group. When you reach your chest, place one hand on your heart and one on your stomach. Instead of tensing these areas, which can increase anxiety, simply breathe deeply and imagine the tension melting away with each exhale. This modified approach acknowledges that chest anxiety requires gentleness rather than force. Continue this process down your entire body, taking special care with your neck and jaw areas, where many people over 50 hold tremendous amounts of stress without realizing. The entire process should take about 15 minutes. And what you'll notice is that your body temperature might change. You might feel heavier against the mattress, and most importantly, that tight feeling in your chest should begin to ease. I need to pause here and ask you something important. When does your chest tightness usually feel the strongest? Is it right when you wake up, in the middle of the night, or does it build throughout the evening? Each person experiences anxiety uniquely, and sharing this experience can be the first step toward understanding it better. I know you might never have talked about this with anyone, but maybe you think no one would understand, or that your feelings aren't important enough to share. But I want you to know that here, in this space, your experience matters profoundly. Leave us a comment below completing the sentence. My chest tightness is strongest when. Your courage in sharing might be exactly what another person needs to read today, to feel less alone. And in upcoming videos, we'll address specifically those moments you share. This is a community of mutual support, where every word you share is welcomed with respect and understanding. The second technique is something I call the evening reset breathing protocol, and it's specifically designed to reset your nervous system before sleep. What many people don't realize is that anxiety after 50 often has a lot to do with how our autonomic nervous system, the part that controls our automatic functions like breathing and heart rate, becomes more sensitive with. This isn't a flaw or a weakness. It's actually a natural part of aging that we can work with rather than against. The evening reset protocol involves a specific breathing pattern that activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest and digestion. Sit on the edge of your bed and place your feet flat on the floor. This grounding position is important because it sends a signal to your brain that you're safe and stable. Now, breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale through your mouth for 6, and pause for 2 before beginning the next breath. The key is in the exhale being longer than the inhale, which specifically activates the calming response in your nervous system. Do this for exactly 8 cycles, no more, no less. What makes this technique particularly effective for people our age is that it doesn't require perfect breathing or complicated counting. If you lose count, simply start over. If you feel lightheaded, slow down the pace. Your body knows how to respond to this pattern even if your mind gets distracted. Research from Johns Hopkins has shown that this type of controlled breathing can reduce cortisol level, the stress hormone that often peaks in the evening for people with anxiety, by up to 23% in just one session. After completing the 8 cycles, sit quietly for a moment and notice any changes in your chest area. Many people report that the tight band feeling loosens significantly, and their breathing becomes naturally deeper and more effortless. The third technique addresses something that's rarely discussed, but affects almost everyone over 50 with anxiety: the accumulation of daily emotional residue. Throughout our lives, we've experienced countless stressful situations, losses, health scares, family challenges, and these experiences can create what researchers call emotional inflammation, a state where our nervous system remains on high alert, even when there's no immediate threat. The evening emotional release technique helps clear this accumulated stress before it settles into your body overnight. While still sitting on your bed, place both hands on your heart and take 3 natural breaths. Now, instead of trying to think positive thoughts or push away anxious feelings, which often backfires at our age, we're going to practice something called compassionate acknowledgement. Say quietly to yourself, I acknowledge that today was challenging in some ways, and I did the best I could with what I had. This isn't about judging whether you actually did your best. It's about offering yourself the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. Continue with, I acknowledge that my body has been working hard to keep me safe, even when that meant feeling anxious. This statement is crucial because it reframes anxiety not as an enemy, but as a misguided attempt by your body to protect you. Finish with, I give myself permission to rest now, knowing that tomorrow is a new opportunity. The power of this technique lies not in the specific words, but in the act of consciously transitioning from the day's vigilance to evening's rest. Many people find that this simple ritual creates a clear boundary between daytime alertness and nighttime peace, something that becomes increasingly important as we age, and our natural circadian rhythms may need more support. The fourth technique is what I call the chest opening meditation, and it's specifically designed to address the physical sensation of chest tightness that can make falling asleep feel impossible. Lie down in your most comfortable sleeping position and place a small pillow or folded towel under your upper back, just between your shoulder blades. This slight elevation opens your chest area and can immediately reduce the feeling of constriction. Close your eyes and imagine that your chest area is like a flower bud that's been tightly closed. With each inhale, picture this bud slowly opening, petal by petal. Don't force the imagery, just allow it to unfold naturally. With each exhale, Imagine any tension or tightness flowing out through your fingertips and toes. What makes this technique particularly effective for mature adults is that it engages your imagination in a way that bypasses the analytical mind that often keeps us awake with worry. After about 10 minutes of this visualization, remove the pillow and lie flat. Many people are amazed at how much more spacious their chest feels and how much easier it becomes to breathe deeply and naturally. This technique works because it combines physical positioning with mental imagery to address both the physical and psychological aspects of chest anxiety. The fifth and final technique is one that has personally made the biggest difference in my own journey with anxiety after 60, and it's called the gratitude body scan. This isn't your typical gratitude practice where you list things you're thankful for. Instead, this is a specific technique that combines appreciation with body awareness to create a profound sense of calm and safety. Starting at the top of your head, slowly scan down your body and thank each part for all the ways it has served you throughout your life. Thank your eyes for all the sunrises they've witnessed, your hands for all the lives they've touched, your heart for beating faithfully for all these decades. When you reach your chest area, where the anxiety typically sits, instead of fighting the tightness, thank it. Thank it for trying to protect you, for alerting you to stress, for being sensitive enough to pick up on subtle changes in your environment. This approach is revolutionary for people our age because instead of viewing our bodies as betraying us with anxiety, we begin to see them as wise, faithful companions that deserve our appreciation rather than our frustration. The physiological effect of gratitude on the nervous system is profound. Studies show that gratitude practices can increase heart rate variability, a marker of nervous system flexibility and resilience, by up to 15% in just one session. As you complete the body scan, end by placing both hands on your chest and saying quietly, "Thank you for keeping me alive and awake. Now you can rest." Many people report that this final statement gives their nervous system permission to finally let go of the day's vigilance and settle into genuine rest. What I want you to understand is that these techniques aren't just about managing symptoms. They're about reclaiming your right to peaceful sleep and calm days. The chest tightness, the racing thoughts, the feeling that something is always wrong, these don't have to be permanent features of your life after 50. Your nervous system is incredibly adaptable at any age, and with consistent practice, these techniques can retrain your body's stress response to work for you rather than against you. Start with whichever technique resonated most strongly with you as you watch this video. Practice it for 7 days consistently, and notice not just how you feel at bedtime, but how this evening routine begins to influence your entire day. Many people find that when they sleep better, their daytime anxiety decreases significantly as well. Remember, you don't have to do all of these techniques every night. Even using one consistently can create profound changes in your sleep quality and overall sense of well-being. If you found value in these techniques and want to continue learning practical strategies for managing anxiety and improving your emotional well-being after 50, I warmly invite you to subscribe to our channel. Every week we share evidence-based approaches specifically designed for mature adults, always presented in a way that's accessible and immediately applicable to your daily life. We're building a community where anxiety doesn't have the final word, and where age comes not with more worries, but with more wisdom, tranquility, and genuine joy. Click the subscribe button and activate notifications so you never miss content that could make a real difference in your quality of life. I'd love to hear which technique you plan to try first and why. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your participation doesn't just help us create more relevant content, it can also inspire other community members who are facing similar challenges. If you know someone who might benefit from these techniques, please share this video with them. Sometimes the simple act of sharing helpful information can be a powerful way to show support for a loved one who's struggling with anxiety. Thank you for joining me today on this journey toward a calmer mind and more restful nights. Remember, it's never too late to reclaim your right to inner peace. Until next time, practice acceptance, breathe deeply, and know that you're not alone on this path to healing and tranquility.